Well, Jim, I think it's great to get ahead for our players and our coaches to be able to be ahead, get stuff in, sometimes go back at night and figure out maybe something a little bit different to do that you have an extra day to look at.
Because it seems like the squad was more spirited today.
Yeah, I thought they had great energy today. And I think, that's 3 weeks in a row. We've had really good practices. I think our defense has really picked it up, and I think that's showing on Saturdays.
You and Steve Sarkisian know each other very, very well. So is there fun in coaching against someone you've known for a long time, or is there a little bit of, more rivalry?
Well, I think once you get to the game and it's kicked off, you forget about all that, just like the players forget about that stuff. And you're so locked into the game. But it's a healthy rivalry between the schools, and he's done a great job making it very competitive.
What did you do today, or what do you plan to do this week to cut down on the penalties?
Well, just really continue to do what we've been doing, which is stress it, post it, focus on it, crowd noise, the same stuff that we did last year. We just got to turn around, and it will turn around.
Do you think they kind of got caught up in the fervor of the Thursday night game, kind of the emotion of it?
I don't, because we haven't done very well all year, so I don't think it had to do with Thursday night. I think it had to do with not making really good decisions, and a couple times some freshmen in there not being in, or an extra one being in once.
Any changes at the cornerback spot? Is Josh Shaw getting a look here this week?
Josh has taken reps there, and we're rotating all the guys in there.
Have you looked at Marquise Lee in practice at that spot?
We have not put him there in real stuff. Now he'll go over there sometimes in one-on-ones, especially in spring, to mess around. And you can see that, if you wanted to play defense, he'd be a first-round corner. But we've been through this whole thing, with you guys before about, he is so valuable in the reps when the ball doesn't go to him based off of the defenses that are called. It would be hard to take him off the field on offense.
So have you made a decision on that then, like that you're not going to do it, or?
Not right now, no.
What's your biggest concern about Washington offensively and defensively?
Well, I think playing them at home. You go up there and the crowd and the stadium's extremely loud that they're in, and they play better at home. They've done that. Before he got there, but especially since he got there, like two different teams. And so the concern for us is on offense, handling the crowd, playing with good composure. On defense, it's handling the quarterback. We make so many plays by running around, out of rhythm plays, especially towards the end of last year, and especially in the bowl game.
Because you're almost like road warriors already.
Yeah, this will be our fourth road game out of 6 games, and so we got to make it through this thing, come out with a win, and get back home for 5 of the next 6 in LA.
When you've been on the road as much as you have, what are the negatives about that? Because sometimes you can fall into a little bit of a low.
Well, I think that now that we've gone on the road and played better than we did the time before, I don't mind going on the road again. This team's used to going through some adversity and not playing well, which is going to always happen at some points in games. They make plays too, and so I know we'll be really composed if that happens again.
Is there a weariness that sets in at all from all these road trips, or does the bye week or playing on a Thursday kind of negate that?
Well, I think that's helped a little bit. Ideally, obviously, you wouldn't want to schedule, 4 of your first 6 on the road, especially 1 on the East Coast, but it is what it is. We don't control some of that, obviously, with the conference play, and I think our guys have responded well, and I think they'll do again this week.
You talked about Price and his playmaking ability. How come his numbers aren't what maybe people expected them to be this year?
Well, I think that quarterbacks always get too much blame on all levels. We saw it last night, probably on Monday night. If the players around you aren't in rhythm and aren't doing things, sometimes you suffer. Just like Matt went through at the beginning of last year, with so many new pieces coming in last year at the beginning of the year, and then he was different at the end of the year. And I think Price is suffering from all those injuries, the tailback injuries, 2 of them, the 4 offensive line injuries, the receiver injury. That's hard for any program to handle. And as the quarterback, you suffer with a bunch of new guys in there. And we saw that happen with Matt, and we saw as those guys started to get more snaps underneath them and play better later in the year, then your numbers show.
They did have a lot of injuries on offensive line, and yet beat Stanford with that front seven. How did they do that?
Yeah, I think it was an example of playing at home and playing great. Like I said, they played really well at home. Both sides of the line of scrimmage, they did good with all those new linemen in there. They did a great job versus Stanford's great front seven. And then on the other side of the ball, they were able to do really well too versus a really good run team.